But let's talk about the people that you're suggesting are more flexible than we think. I want to read you something that the first line of the AP report dated March 6th. I read you this because you wrote the book about Bosnia, and I think you and I would probably agree that the greatest human rights catastrophe of our time is Darfur. Recently, the president of Sudan, Omar al-Bashir, was charged with war crimes. Now I'm going to read you the first line of the AP report. Senior leaders of Iran, Hamas, and Hezbollah offered international support Friday to Sudan's president after he was charged with war crimes in Darfur. Now this is equivalent to Milosevic. He's a monster of cataclysmic proportions. He's responsible for the slaughter of millions of people. Who comes to his aid? And these are the people that you're saying their ideology is actually much more flexible than you might believe. And you should not believe that they really want genocide just because they say they want genocide. And I see this, and I'm being facetious, and perhaps that's unfair, but I see this and I think, if I were in their gun sights, I'd be terrified.
Well, all's fair in love and war with it.
Okay, so you go ahead, quote about it.
Look, don't try to cast me in the role of apologist or defender, supporter of this regime. I am not. I would like to see it change. I would like to see democracy in Iran, which is what the Iranian people have dreamed of since 1906 and even before, and deserve. This is a regime that is anti-American, to state the obvious, anti-Israel, and is doing its best around the world in various ways to undermine US interests. The question, again, is what to do about it. In my view, it's not just to throw up one's hands and say, these people are horrendous, they're beyond the pale, they can't be talked to, nothing will be achieved through that. They're apologists for the leader of Sudan. They're apologists for other bad people around the world. Look, do we like Chavez? No, I don't think so. And he's right here in our hemisphere. Do we have an embassy in Caracas? Yes, we do. Have we done business? Did we do business with the regime that set up the gulags? Did we go to war when we had to with a man, Stalin, who did what he did? History's not pretty. History's not lovely. History's not the way we'd like it to be. And I know many of you here in this room have suffered terrible things as a result of the 1979 revolution. Revolutions, and I saw this in Bosnia, they throw people's lives to the winds. And they inflict great pain, and that pain doesn't go away. It lives on in your hearts and souls, and I know that, I'm aware of that. But sometimes you have to be very cold, I believe. Maybe I believe that more as I go older. You have to be cold. You have to look at what are the interests here on both sides, and can we, despite our differences, arrive somewhere different? And I, David, you're not going to argue me into a position where I am defending this regime. No, you could throw 10,000 quotes at me from Khamenei. They've said things that are indefensible and abhorrent, and I'm not going to defend it. We differ, I think, on how to proceed, and that to me is more important than the past. What's important is the future. Well,